Good morning, it is Clay Trader at claytrader.com. Market opens up here in less than a minute, so I'm going to try to capture some trades here on a Friday. So we will see how things unfold. I will keep you updated. All right, sorry, let me concentrate here. So there we go. Let me get my stop in place. So I had 1,000 shares. Let me bring up AAL over here actually. Oops, let me move this down now to 71. So I had 1,000 shares. I have a stop loss in right now. Okay, let me move that down some more. I'll explain afterwards. We'll just do that. Maybe getting stopped out here. We'll see. Okay, I'm all out there. So I missed the entry point just because it happened real quick, but I shorted 1,000 shares at 42.03 in anticipation of just the round number break of 42. Then I covered 200 shares at 41.90, covered 200 shares at 41.87, covered 200 shares at 78, and then 200 at 76. And then you saw me while I was trying to talk, just get my stop loss into place. Very overextended move, so I was definitely being tight with that stop loss. But you saw me get stopped, or I should say, you saw me moving down the stop loss, and eventually finally getting out at 41.63. Now hindsight says, oh, you could have kept it in. Well, keep in mind that is hindsight. This is just a crazy move to the downside, and I was even, actually technically a little late. The first round number break was up there at 43, but that happened pretty quick. So nice little start to the Friday there. Like I said, I apologize for missing the entry point, but it happened very quick. But you got to see me scale out, and I know I couldn't explain it, but it was all happening, as you saw, pretty fast. So I needed to just concentrate on, putting in my orders. So let's see what else I can find. Well, I was looking for a short entry here at 17.19, but looking like that's not going to happen. I was hoping I could get some more before it pushes down, but I don't want to hop in right here. That'd be, I think, a little bit maybe chasing at this point. So I don't feel comfortable with it. Therefore, I'm not going to do it. So I'm just going to go ahead and cancel that order here, and we'll see what else I can try to find. All right, I'm looking at SPNC here, a big old spread. So that's why I'm just going to start with 100 shares. Obviously, I'm not going to make a ton of money if it goes in my direction, but just starting off very conservative here with it. So I'll let you know, but like I said, big old spread. So we'll see what happens. I'll keep you updated. Okay, gonna put a fishing order out there, change it. At 17.87, I realize that that's super far away, but this one can move very quickly. And just 200 shares, so that same logic. Sure, if I get in and then it goes my direction, I'm not gonna get rich, but at the same time, it gives me plenty of wiggle room, to build up a little bit bigger position. So we'll see what happens. Okay, right now I have 2,000 shares, average of 16, basically 90 here on iTech. So looking for a little bit move here to the downside. So we'll see what transpires here. So I'll let it roll a little bit. See if I can capture any of my fills if it pulls back some more. And nothing's really happening. So I'll pause it, I'll let you know. Okay, so it's down at 80. I got some of my shares filled there. So looking for more of a pullback here. And now back up to 96. So I'll keep you updated. All right, sorry about that. 1,500 shares left now. Let's see if it can pull back some more. I was hoping for a little bit more of a move there. So now I still have 1,300 shares left. So let's see if it can pull back some more. Get rid of those. Okay, I got rid of those. So I've 569 left, 400 left, and still have 200 left. See if I can get those. All right, I'm just gonna hop out there. So let's see, what did I make on that one? 163. So nice little trade there. Just hoping I'm not, the reason I just finally got out and covered, actually took a loss on these final 200. A small little loss because my average was 89, so I took a little 2-cent loss on those final. But I did that just because I was looking for a break through this blue line here, the moving average. It did not happen. It started to bounce, so I wanted, no part of it. So I just decided to top out the rest of my shares. So let's see, it's 947. I'm up 405, so a nice little start here. Let's see if I can capture one more trade. And looking back here, sure, I took a loss on those two, but hindsight here is actually in my favor. Earlier in the video, it was hindsight. Oh, you should have done this. Well, in this case, hindsight makes me feel pretty good about myself. So, like I said, the reason I just got out there, why I didn't, just took that loss was I was looking for the break here. It did not break through that moving average. So a good example, just the power of charts. Look at this, came right down here, bounced off the blue line, and up it's going right now. So just a classic example. You noticed right here that it had previously bounced off of it. So I saw that, was looking for a failure. Did not happen, and as I explained, that's why I got out. And now you can see it's looking like it's potentially headed back up here. I actually have a fishing order to start a rebuilding position up there if it wants to break through 18, which may be happening sooner than I expected. So let's see if it can break through 18, and then maybe I can start shorting this one again. Actually alerted this in the chat room too. If you're curious, how does your chat room work? You can see right here that I just put that is, is it coming out of the consolidation? And, that was at 948, and you can see the move since then. So, again, if you're wondering, how do the alerts in your chat room work? How does all that work? Well, there's just, here's a real-time example of, how iTech was alerted, when it was coming out of this consolidation down here. Now you can see, what is that, up about a good chunk of change at this point. Obviously like to see it almost, what is that, about $1 now. It's up since then. But anyways, I'm getting off topic, so let's see if it can get up there, but I'll keep you posted. Okay, I have an order in to pick up some shares at 63.40, just a small entry lot of 500 shares. You can see a pretty big move to the downside, and while I wait, I'm also going to alert it over in the chat room here, so I'm going to type that up. Okay, there we go. So let's see if it can fall down there. All right, so I got 25 shares out of the 500 that I wanted. I don't like this at all. I don't like these partial fills. I don't like how they're screwing around with me, so I'm out of there. I'll just take that. 50 cents I made, so I lost money after commissions on that one, but I don't like that at all. That tells me, yeah, they're just going to fool with it like that. And I would be interested again, but not until down at the round number. So I'm just going to leave it at 63.01, and we'll see what happens there. Maybe that was still a good entry point, but I don't like when you're wanting a good chunk of size, and then all of a sudden they give you 25, and it just sits there at 25. That tells me that it's not quite as liquid as what I would want it to be for that price. I mean, if it wants to, drop down there to 63.01 in a heartbeat. So I'm only going to be interested in this entry point for the next couple minutes. But if that doesn't happen, then I'll just move on. But yeah, I definitely didn't like that just partial fill nonsense. So let's see what else I can find out there. And while I'm thinking of it, just to answer the common question I always get, how do I find, these stocks that I'm trading? What sorts of tools am I using? What I have done is put together a free resource guide. Just a second. So like I was saying, I put together this free resource guide where I just talk about the tools that I use to find stocks that I find that I think has profitable potential. So again, if you're wondering, where are these stocks coming from? How are you finding them? That's what I explain in this guide. And I say guide, but it's not like it's a book or anything like that. It's a one-page document, so very short, very to the point. So it's not like you're gonna have to spend your whole weekend or anything reading through a bunch of pages. It's just very black and white, in your face. And 3 of the tools are actually free. But like I said, if that sounds like something that could add value to you as a trader, then you can click right there and I will email it to you. So give it a try. Good risk versus reward. The risk, okay, I got nothing from it. Well, it didn't cost you any money or anything. Reward, hey, this is super valuable. So very limited downside, very, very massive upside. So click there and give it a try. GoPro getting looking like there's a little support here at, what is that, 63.35. Okay, broken. So I'd expect a move here further, but I'm gonna move on. I don't like the way too choppy, so I'm gonna move on. If it breaks through 63, okay, I like that. Let's see if I can get some at 62.80. I would be. All right, this one just isn't really cooperating with me. So it looks like me and GoPro are not going to be buddies today. Had some good success previously in the week with this one. Things just aren't quite working out. So actually looking at the time, it is 10:05. So the market's been open 35 minutes. It's a Friday. I'm up $405, and I'm happy with that. A Friday. So I think I'm just going to wrap up the video. Maybe I'll do a little bit more trading. But I think I'm pretty much done. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions or whatever, check out claytrader.com. I have a resource page there. If you have any sorts of what broker you're using, what charts are you using, claytrader.com/resources. That's I got a bunch, all that stuff for free. Or anything else, if you're interested in joining the trading group that I showed you earlier, that is just again claytrader.com, called the Inner Circle. So you can go there and try that. Very, very cost effective, $99 for 12 months of service, not $99 a month like so many others, literally $99 per year. So I don't think it gets any cheaper than that. But thanks again for watching. Get out there, trade without emotion, and enjoy your weekend.